the Holy Ghost in me.
I am a retired sergeant major. I have 33 years. I also sit on the National Board for the Oath Keepers. I'm here to make a statement for the Oath Keepers so that you understand exactly what our position is in this situation we find ourselves in. We do not agree with the way that Ammon occupied this fine piece of property that belongs to the people of the state of Oregon, the federal government. However, this developing situation has occurred. We realize that we have to stand with our fellow patriots, Patriot Network, 3%ers of Oregon, and the other groups that are here to protect folks down this hill. After hundreds of hours of research and many conference calls, we will be coming here to Burns to come under the umbrella of the Pacific Patriot Network to help them in any way that we can to advise the people of Burns, Oregon, particularly the Committee for Safety and anyone else that asks for information. We will also, if the people of this area would like to be trained, we will be more than happy to train them in the manual of arms. And we will lend whatever expertise we've gained over the multiple operations that Oath Keepers and 3%ers have gone through the past few years. One thing that we are greatly concerned with, we want to let the federal government know, as Mr. Vanderboe of the 3%ers nationally said, no more free Wacos. I say again, one more time, no more free Wacos. The American patriots in this country have had enough. We are standing up. We are going to do everything to bring this to a swift conclusion, peacefully, so that it is amicable for everyone. But we are supporting the redress of grievances here and all over the United States. Our greatest concern is that the federal government Wacos the people right down that hill. It is our opinion as men and women and free Americans, patriots, that if they do that, they will start a conflagration so great. Nobody wants it, nobody needs it, but I think it will grow out of hand exactly like the American Revolution that we had in 1775. We are working diligently every day to make sure that the people of America understand what's going on. Pacific Patriot Network has done a tremendous job with the media, trying to get our message out, our side of what's going on. I'll take a couple of questions if you have any, and that's our position. Yes, ma'am?
Okay. Let me say something right here. These dudes, they are insane. You have to know that right off the bat. Okay. The thing about it is, they're embarrassing. They're embarrassing to me, and embarrassing to the rest of my friends that claim themselves to be patriots. Because these guys are idiots. Now, you know, before you fight any kind of a battle, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's a basketball game, a football game, or World War III. You got to know who your enemy is. You got to know who your enemy is and what their tactics are and what they're going to do, or at least what they've done in the past, or get some kind of their material to look up and see what they're training, how they're training, to see what their moves could be and will be. You don't just throw your gun in your blue jeans pocket and run out somewhere and call yourself a 3%er. or whatever it is you call yourself, and hang around out there claiming that you're taking over and not know who your enemy is. Now, I don't want to make this a long video, but I got to tell you something. Me, I've done some research. It didn't take me long to do this research. And in this research, I found out some very important things. And these things are that martial law could be declared in civil unrest. And this cat here, he says, this cat right over here, yeah, over there, not that guy right there. He kind of playing dumb, you know, he ain't really talking, he's just kind of looking around. But this other cat over here, he claims that they come from somewhere else to do the job. He says there's some people that they're not going to be working with because they want to do something else, but they're going to stay. And they don't want to, but they're going to fight. Okay. They don't want to. They don't want to be another Waco. They don't want it to be another Blueberry Hill. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay. See this cat right here? He's not thinking. He got no brain. Something wrong with him, I think. Could be that thing in his ear. Maybe he's picking up too much information from outer space. The aliens have got his mind confused. If you think for 1 minute that the FBI is going to run up that road on horseback with pistols blazing and you're going to jump out acting like Clint Eastwood and John Wayne, you're out of your dadgum mind, son. Because they're not going to do that. They're going to kill you from 5 miles away. They're going to kill you from 10 miles away. Because they don't even need to get out of the building over there. They can just fly a couple of drones over there and take you out. Because they have drones over there. Did you see if they had drones over there? Do you know what drones can do? Have you seen any of the videotapes of what happened to ISIS when they wanted to play with the drones? Okay. So, well, it's America and they're not going to hit us with drones. You know, they're not going to do that to us. Okay. You don't understand who you're playing with, son. Because they're going to do whatever they got to do to end the situation. Now, what they're hoping for is a shootout. Because there's a rat in the cheese, son. They're trying to stir you up and stir the rest of you up so there can be some kind of a crazy shootout, some kind of a bloodbath massacre, and blame it on the government, and have these little these little battles going on across the country for civil war. We're going to fight us a civil war here. We're going to take over. It's going to be a civil coup d'etat. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a coup d'etat, but it ain't going to be good. Because this isn't 1945. You go playing your little games right now, and Hussein Obama has too much time on his hands. He's going to declare civil unrest, martial law, and your nice little constitution and your so-called rights will be thrown in the refrigerator, and you'll be thrown in a FEMA camp or in a body bag, and it'll be over with. And people like me will have to suffer the repercussions of an idiot like you. See, here's the whole thing. Whoever knows these people needs to let them know they need to leave Burns, Oregon right now. Leave now. Now, I understand that the smart ones are going to go downtown at 7 o'clock on Friday morning, knowing very well that they're going to get picked up because they're walking out at 7 o'clock on Friday. That's the rumor. Question is, what's going to happen at 10 o'clock on Friday? When these cats like this dude right here and his little silent friend decide to stay. Because if they go to pulling pistols, son, it's going to be a bloodbath. They're not going to fool around with it. They're going to make it as ugly as they can. Because that's what they want to happen. They want to piss people off. They want the country to get mad. They want patriots to get mad. Get mad. Come on, get mad at us. Come on, fight us. Come on with it. Come on with it. Come on and fight us. That's what we want you to do, King. Come on, put your dukes up, son. Yeah, that's what they want. Because then they can declare civil unrest, and Hussein Obama gets what he wants, and things happen like the New World Order wants it, the elite. I believe there is a time and a place, and this is definitely not it. Not now. Especially with these people. Because they don't even know what their enemy is. Do you remember, did you see the video? You want me to show it to you? Did you see the video where the FBI came and talked to them, and they talked to them for 30 minutes? Did you know that there's 10 things, 10 major things that they're trained to do during civil unrest to talk to the leaders? And did you know that every one of those 10 things was done in 30 minutes in their face, and they didn't even see it? It happened right in their face, and they didn't even see it. They played right into the FBI's hands, gave them all the information they needed. Because they don't know their enemy. You're going to fight your enemy, you better know your enemy. You better know what he's training, you better know what he says, you better know what he's going to do. Well, they're not going to fire on us. N times 4565. Yes. Just like there's an idiot right there, there's idiots over there. Over here and over there. There's going to be some shooting, son, if they don't leave. And a civil unrest breaks out, I'm just going to put my hand on my head and go, Lord, help us all now. Is he not thinking about what could happen, the end result across this country? Is he not thinking about the end result across this country? Are you not thinking about the end result across this country? I'm going to tell you right now, this is a farce. This is going to be one giant false flag if everybody doesn't walk down the hill at 7 a.m. on Friday. You want false flags, son? You're going to get it. Going to get it. Oh, yeah. And the stock market's crashing, going down. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Let's go with this ball, man. Let's make this happen. Ladies and gentlemen, why do I have to get on YouTube and try to break the news out and tell people that we need to stop people like this until it's time? You cannot do a coup d'etat by yourself. You cannot fight this big war. It's not the Civil War anymore. It isn't. You just can't fight it like that anymore. You know, just like they have a rat in the cheese, you got to have a rat in the cheese. Do they have a rat in the cheese? No. Patriots jumping up thinking they're going to do something. Are they crazy? Hey, I'm the first man in the world to declare my freedom. I got guns. I'm locked and loaded, son. But there's a time and a place for everything, and this ain't it. You can't just get on horseback and ride out in the wilderness somewhere and think you're going to start a civil war that's going to run the government out of town. This is not Dodge City. You're not going to run them out of town. Even the people in Burns know that. And you know why the people in Burns don't want them in there? Is because 90% of the people in Burns work for the ones they're fighting against. Go ahead. Piss them off. Burns, Oregon will become a ghost town. Practically is anyway. Well, the BLM doing illegal things. Yeah, well, okay. Duh. Are politicians involved? Is the government involved? Well, then I would think that is the elite involved? If all that people and things are involved, I would guess there are some illegal happenings. But the sheriff, Santilli, the sheriff was a BLM agent. Okay, what's your point? So, he was a BLM agent, okay, so what's your point? I didn't get a chance to say that, okay? So if you would have got a chance to say it, what would have been your point? He's still a sheriff. He's still the sheriff of Burns, Oregon, and of the county. You know, you say, I shot the sheriff, but I did not shoot the deputy. Man, I'm going to tell you what. People, we better hang on. Because just when you think intelligence is going to help us through this trouble, people like this right here, they stand up and start barking. We're in big trouble. And I pray that you can help the rest of us get this word out. And you better get ready. You better get you a gun. You better lock and load. You better get you some food. You better get yourself ready. If you're in the city, you better get out of the city. Somehow, some way, you got to get out the city. Just a matter of time. Matter of time. And I would hate to be this fella right here. To go down in history as starting the biggest government takeover in the history of the United States. Because he didn't pay attention and know his enemy. You can't do it with a ragtag bunch of dudes on horseback with cell phones. That's not how you do it. A time and a place. People need to get together. They need to come together. They need to come together as a group. A large group, a big group. Come together in secret. Study the enemy. Be trained. Trained and study. Study and train. And when you get ready, then you can go out. Then you can go out and assess the situation, come up with a plan and overcome it. You go with pistols blazing, you'll be a dead man. That's never worked. Ever. Look out. Look out, look out. Don't get caught blindsided. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the government and the elite are trying to push us over the edge before it's time. Pay close attention. And for God's sakes, somebody get that dude a bus ticket.